And there's Clifford Lee about to get the leg on, the daughter of Starman. Just having a bit of a look, first day at school. No noise as they walked around, it is a little bit blustery. Bit of a crowd, just going gently with her. And he is on board. First time, obviously, we're seeing her in the flesh, but she's got a bit about her.
She has got a bit about her. One thing, when she was just walking around with the lad before, and she looked very relaxed. She, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have known it was her first appearance on a racecourse, but yeah, just stood for a few strides there. But Clifford Lee's on board. Looking forward to seeing what she can do this afternoon. She obviously arrives with a big reputation. She's by a stallion has made a big impression. She's got a fairly hefty price tag, and coming from a very powerful yard who've made an excellent start with a 2-year-old. So yeah, really looking forward to see what she can do.
Yeah, and Karl Burke, we spoke to him on Mark Your Card earlier, and he was sort of saying he hopes that she's an Albany filly. Yeah, more than a Queen Mary filly. So stiff 5 here today for her debut, £40,000 race. She's nicely berthed in stall 1 if she can jump on terms.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? In theory, she's got a good draw in stall 1. Hopefully, she can get away on terms and hold her position. And I suspect with it being quick ground, they will end up staying on the far side. They tend to on a fast surface. But yeah, and she certainly wouldn't be the first Royal Ascot debutant, or first debutant to go and win at Royal Ascot, running at Carlisle. So yeah, see what she can do.
As Fizzy Crystal is eased into stall 2 to complete the line for the British Stallion Studs EBF Fillies Novice Stakes. They come clear from the front. They're off racing over 5 furlongs. Fizzy Crystal, the dark blue, slowest to get out of the stalls. Venetian Sun, the odds-on favourite from stall 1, blue and white, away well with the grey Call Margot, and Miss Piggle, who's out widest of all, and it's Call Margot who leads at the end of a furlong. 2 Venetian Sun close to the running rail, Miss Piggle deeper. There's a chance in a sheepskin noseband settling towards midfield, shadowed by Argentine Tango in the dark blue and white. Soccer Star in the green and yellow is last but 1, and from a slow start, Fizzy Crystal is being asked to try and close from the rear. They're climbing now beyond halfway up to the 2 marker. The grey filly Call Margot. Venetian Sun in the royal blue has been angled off the fence and now begins to mount her challenge. Further out then to Miss Piggle and Argentine Tango, but Venetian Sun passing the furlong struck the front and is now asked to stretch. Soccer Star and Argentine Tango are running on with a half furlong to cover. This expensive yearling, Venetian Sun, merely being kept up to her work to make a winning debut and land the odds over Argentine Tango, Soccer Star and Miss Piggle back in 4th.
Yeah, well, back wins nicely Venetian Sun in the colours of Tony Bloom and Ian McAleavy, and Karl Burke trained, and Clifford Lee on board beats Argentine Tango, who's run a great race in second. Experience, yes, but with the £6 penalty for Tim Eastby and David Allen. And Soccer Star, I said beforehand, like the winner, daughter of Starman's taking a step forward from Ripon. A good run here for John and Sean Quinn. Jason Hart on board. The 1-2 favourite wins. Yeah, smart performance by Venetian Sun. She's lived up to the billing, and she was strong at the line. She was very strong, really, from the 2 marker, wasn't she? She got as it turned out, the perfect tow into the race off Call Margot, who'd had the benefit of her running that listed race on debut. She showed loads of speed, but Clifford Lee's filly got herself into a good position when she was pulled out. And the way she's finished off, you can see why they're thinking possibly more Albany than they are Queen Mary. Back from the start, Fizzy Crystal from stall 2, slowly in the stride. The winner breaks well. Call Margot from 4, breaks smartly and gets across to lead them. She does, and Miss Piggle's pretty quickly away as well from stall 7. She was wide. She had the benefit of 2 runs beforehand, but Paul Mulrennan's mount, Call Margot, she soon tacks across, gets that far rail, and Clifford Lee's almost in the perfect position in behind. And the way she responded to pressure was impressive as well. Just momentarily came off the bridle. He just wondered for a few seconds how much she'd find, but once she's pulled out, it's pretty apparent she's going to pick up the leader. Yeah. She does. Soccer Star's taking a big step forward, I suspect. She's run well. She'd made the debut at Ripon, which wasn't devoid of promise, but you say she's made a step forward here. And a lot of credit's got to go to Argentine Tango, right down the outside, blue and white colours, carrying the penalty. She's just improving with every single run she's having. She has. She's run well, and with her pedigree, if it ever did rain, it wouldn't bother him. No, being by Matt Moo, you always remember he was very much a mud lover, so yeah, any ease in the ground. This is the quickest ground she's encountered. Both runs before were on good ground, but she's picked up well down the outside. Yeah, she says she's widest of all, trying to challenge. Fizzy Crystal will take a step forward. She's just green throughout. on this evidence. There's a chance to get a little bit worked up at the start and didn't give her running.
No, never really got involved slowly. I never got involved, but it's an exciting sort of week, 10 days now, isn't it, with the 2-year-olds for Royal Ascot. Remember, Carl's 2 winners last season, Leah Varney and Shareholder. I don't think they'd even run at this time last year. They're both breeds up horses, so you'd imagine we're going to see some really promising horses over the next 7 days or so.
Yeah. Straight to Ascot?
You would have thought so, wouldn't
you?
Your middle, nearly the 19th of May, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? Ascot starts on the 17th, I think, so I would have thought so, yeah.
We spoke to Karl Burke, we'll get another word afterwards, but he was thinking beforehand, he was hoping she'd be an Albany filly, and on that evidence, the way she went through it, i.e. come off the bridle and just worked her way up the hill, that 6 would suit.
And the stiff uphill finish has clearly played to her strengths. Stiff finish at Ascot as well, but right up her street.
Well, Venetian Sun has done the job. Karl Burke just watching her. We spoke to you beforehand. I'd say you're more relieved than anything.
Yeah, well, the bookmakers aren't doing me any favours. Every 2-year-old who we run is odds on, but no, she probably deserved to be odds on. She's a beautiful filly. She's worked very well. First time she's been off the bridle, to be honest. There's loads of improvement in her. If she goes to Royal Ascot, it'll be the Albany, I would think. She's a real 6-furlong filly.
You could see that sort of halfway, momentarily thinking, hello, are we going all right? But then once she sort of changed legs, got in the right, away she went.
Yeah, to be fair to Cliff, he gave her a lovely ride, and he said he ended up hitting the front too soon because he didn't think he was going to do anything quickly. And like you say, she's just greenness. She'll learn loads from that.
Yeah, and when she did hit the front, she lengthened away proper.
She did, yeah, although Cliff thought she was just dossing a bit in front as well, and then he said pulling up, she had a good gasp, so there's plenty of improvement.
And fair play to Carlisle, put up £40,000, but it's a deep little race that I'd imagine will throw up a lot of winners.
I would say it was a good race for the, very good race for the grade, and those 40 granders so they should be.
This time of year, you never really know. Your Ascot winners last year, don't made their debut at this stage. You never really know, but she looks everything on paper on what she's done.
I would say she's very, very useful. Sometimes you don't. Ascot can ruin a 2-year-old mentally, but as you saw beforehand, she's so laid back, and she's so laid back after the race. I don't think Ascot will faze her.
Good stuff. Good start today. Well done.
Thanks, Noel. Cheers.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.